That's with the scuba goggles and the tea towel.
Yeah, the tea towel, wrap the tea towel, and of course, tears running down the eyes. Yeah. So after a while, I learned that it was just just turn on fill up the bath with water, take the nappy off, and throw you in the bath. Yeah, what's your nice?
I thought you would have just gone like.
We move on. Next question.
Now. Click, click, click. Yo, what's good? How we dad family? Welcome into episode 9, where I'm joined on the couch this week by the man, the myth, the legend, my dad.
I don't know about a legend, but
legend Masters player, my dad, John Etimani. Welcome onto the couch, Dad.
Hello, son. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad your Google Maps was working enough for you to be able to find your place here.
Didn't I come with you?
Yeah. How are you, Dad?
I'm good, son. Yeah. Just got back from Gizzy last night. I was up there all week working.
Yeah.
And 12-hour trip on the way back. Oh my gosh, got back pretty late, so was quite tired this morning until the next door neighbor started working. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, but I'm good. Yeah.
But you are loving your new job, though.
Oh yeah.
I've noticed you've been a lot happier.
Yeah. I do love the job, but not the people I work with. Yeah, all good. Yeah, I love my job. I love being out on the road. It's just something about driving around all over the motu. Is like, yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Oh, me.
To people who don't know me.
So, Dad, for the people who don't know you, who want to, know a little bit more about yourself, can you give yourself a little bit of an introduction? Where you were born, raised, and how many kids you have?
Okay. For those who don't know me, my name is John Etimani. I'm 51 years old, turned 51 on Tuesday, just gone, July the 4th. And I was born in Porirua. I'm the middle child of 5. I've got an older brother, older sister, two younger brothers. My mum and dad met each other here in New Zealand, and they had us bloody kids. And I've got 3 of mine, as you know. You're the middle of the 3.
Handsome of the 3.
I wouldn't go too far, but the second of the 3. Got a beautiful daughter. She's probably the best looking one out of 3 years. And and your older brother. Sometimes wonder about him, but your older brother. So I live in Lower Hutt at the moment. Yeah.
Nice. Loving in the Lower Hutt?
Yes, all right.
Yeah. Because you were raised here in Porirua?
Raised in here in Porirua.
Yeah.
Took off from home at 17. Went back home. And then took off again at 18, 19.
Yeah. Trying to get away from all the sirens or?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Siren beats?
Yeah. I don't know. It was just something about, I just wanted to explore when I found out there was more of New Zealand than just Kenneth Creek. Wanted to go and explore the North Island. Yeah.
Something tells me you're a little bit of a league fan.
A little bit.
Yeah. Played a lot of league.
A little bit. Yeah.
I remember one time you told me that you were playing. I think it was Union for a bit, or maybe it was league, and you took what?
It was Wellington Colts or Reps back in the day. I think we were only like 14-year-olds then. Yeah. And I was playing number 8 for Tawa College.
Yeah.
And that's where we got picked. And I went along to a few of the trainings. But then I met your mum. I think, I was a bit older then, 18. Yeah. And when it got time to go away, I didn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Was that a big what-if moment for you, or?
Oh, yeah, of course. You always look back at it, the what-if moments, know. That what if you had done it, or, where you could have been. Yeah. If you had, followed your goal or followed your dreams. I mean, I loved rugby back then when I was at school. But then as soon as rugby league came into play with Howie Tamari, that's when I swapped allegiance to league and haven't looked back since.
Yeah. Making a lot of good friends and stuff through sports.
Lot of good mates. Lot of good players that should have been up there.
Yeah. That's what I try to instill in my boys. I try to get them to join like sports teams and just clubs in general, kapahaka and that sort of thing, because that's where you find your true friends. You struggle together, you grow together, you strive together, achieve together.
Yeah.
And I feel like that, outside of siblings and cousins, that's where you would find your true, genuine friends. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's more to sports than just the guys that you play with. It's the whole club.
Yeah.
You get to meet a lot of people in the club and, past players.
Yeah.
And then when you become one of those past players, meet all these new young ones coming up.
Yep.
There's a lot of good talent, bright talent, and there's a lot of other guys who's just there to make the numbers. But, at the end of the day, you're still going to be mates at the end of the,
So are you confirming right here on How We Did episode 9 that you are now a past player? Or are you another year, last year?
I don't know. The edge is still there. The itch is still there, even though your stepmom keeps saying no. But, I can wait till she goes to work on Saturday, then I can go play.
Yeah. I was just asking because the chemist might need to stock up on their tape.
I will talk about it after that. I reckon. A lot of these old people, you see them come out of the change room with this the strap, the ankle strap, the fingers are strapped, everything is strapped, Yeah.
One of your many skills, strap.
Yeah, very many skills. Comes with that.
Can we talk a little bit about what school was like in the 40s?
I don't know. I wasn't around then, Nah, I can't say I liked school because I wanted to learn something.
Yeah.
I liked school because of my mates. So,
yep.
Kids that I grew up with, I wouldn't grow up, I went to school with. Yeah, because I went to Tower College.
Yep.
Went to Waitangiroa Intermediate, best intermediate ever, better than Brandon. Best poly club ever, I loved the intermediate, especially with the poly club and that. I love performing.
Yep.
Like being on stage.
Still do?
I still do. Still like front and centre.
Yeah. I'll upload some photos for the end of this.
I want to get over. So then went to Tower College. Didn't have much of a poly club, but they had a Māori club, so you joined up with them. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Got to go to Wongas for the first time. Yeah.
That's the cool thing about those sort of clubs too, where if you've never been out of your town, you get to travel quite a bit.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that too. I still remember when we kapahaked for Nāna College, and we didn't even know you were coming. And it was regionals out in Wairarapa.
Oh, yeah.
And it felt like we took forever to get there because we went over on a bus. And I just remember the curtains open, we were on stage, and first pukana I pulled, I'm looking right at you, and I'm saying, I didn't even know you were coming. Kind of threw me a bit. But,
I mean, when you told me about that, I said to my boss, I got to go to this.
Yeah.
I got to go. Yeah. Ring up your stepmom and say, come on, you're not going to work, let's go.
Yeah.
Made a day trip out there,
Yeah.
That was, it was a proud moment too.
Yeah.
Watch you and Nico in that Māori club. Loved it, eh?
Yeah. We'd come a long way because I remember me and Nico in primary school doing kapahaka.
Yeah.
And on the kia mo, everyone went, hey! And then you can just see Nico's boxes ripped. Even his mate was like, hey!
When I saw you on stage, I think it's when these guys saw me, your performance lifted.
Yeah.
It was like that, that movie Once Were Warriors, and the kid gets taken to that home, and he's doing the haka. Yeah, and then when he goes, do it again, and then he really gets into it. Yeah, that was what you and Nico looked like.
Yeah.
Because when you guys saw me, and bang.
Yeah, I think it was
really
just...
got into it.
growing up and like used to seeing empty seats and stuff like that, it was just it was a real surprise, and it was just like what? Similar to when we were young and we were playing at the park in Paraparaumu Beach, and that was random because we were playing on the octopus, and then all of a sudden, Nico and Lani go running off, and I'm like, what the hell? Look up, it's just like big surprise, like Dad. So it was very, very similar, experiences.
Very similar. Yeah. Well, we had a lot of those times though.
Yeah.
But I'd just turn up out of the blue.
Yeah.
Because half the time I didn't know where he's were, and when I did find out where he's were, I had to make a point to come and see he's here.
Yeah. That was something that, for me growing up, it was very much, growing up as a, what do they call it, SIFS kid? Chopping and changing between custody, and you're just always like wondering, where's my dad? But that was an experience and a half for you as well.
Oh, big experience,
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking for me because when he's taken away, then, it wasn't a day that went by that I didn't think about his name.
Yeah.
That short time I had with you before you got taken away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Melanie was still a baby. You were 3, Nico was 4. And, I won't say how long it was, but just that every day together.
Yeah.
I think you might be you guys would have been too young to remember.
Yeah.
But it's just being a dad. Because no one's ever ready to be a parent.
Yeah.
And then when you do become a parent, and you get stuck by yourself, especially being in Otaki at the time. So you learn to grow up a bit faster.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When Mum was pregnant with Nico for the first time, and or gave birth, what was that feeling like for you? Becoming a dad for the first time, and many moons ago now, you might not remember.
Yeah.
But
No, the hair stands up in the back of your neck, and you're responsible for this child that's born, but you're still a child yourself, really, And was overwhelming at first. But yeah, when he came out, he looked exactly like your grandfather. I was like, eh? But it was, And at that time, I was having a bit of a raru with your grandfather. So, I had to go home and kuli with me, kneel down to the old man and ask for forgiveness. Because I disrespected him one time, and that was before Nico was born. But I needed them to know that they've got another grandson. And, your nana, she just cried when she saw me and then said, you better go in there. And at that time, all the uncles are in the lounge with Dad. I was like, oh, no, here we go. And I walked in there and your papa's sitting there up there playing their cards. And he knew I was sitting there for ages, like, come on, I'm here, playing his cards. And then he goes, what do you want? Not even looking at him here. And I told him, and he goes, all right. And then I walked out. Then the next morning, he turned up at the hospital to see Nico. Yeah.
Gave him his name?
Gave him his name, Kome. Yeah. And then the next day I went in and your mum had filled out the birth certificate and put down Nico. Hey! Yeah.
Did that come from a movie?
Yeah, it was that Steven Seagal movie, Nico About the Law. I think he's under the law now, mate.
And now he's Nico, what's the law?
Yeah. Nico, what's the law doing on your ankle? Yeah.
What's the time?
Yeah. Nah, it was your Auntie Jackie, he named him that. Yeah. But there's another thing with Auntie Jackie, she was good to come around and help that time when I was just me and Yous. Yeah. Every now, because I'm not a good person to change nappies. Yeah. I can't stand the smell of my own shit, so, Yeah. And Auntie Jackie used to come around and help. Yeah.
That's with the scuba goggles and the tea towel.
Yeah, the tea towel, wrap the tea towel, and of course, tears rolling down the eyes. Yeah. So after a while, I learned that it was just just turn on fill up the bath with water, take the nappy off, and throw you in the bath. Yeah, what's your nuts?
I thought you would have just gone like.
We move on. Next question.
Yeah. So so we kind of touched on you became a dad. Nika was born. You had to ask your dad for forgiveness. Obviously, he forgave you.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know, because if you name Nika comment, maybe he didn't forgive me. Jokes. Nah, sorry, boy. He forgave me. Yeah.
And then and then from then on you stayed in Porirua.
No, I moved around a lot.
Oh yeah.
So
was that for work?
No, just that I wanted to move around.
Oh yeah.
I suppose, went to Wongas. That's where you were born. Wasn't working up there, so ended up moving. Went up to Auckland. Yeah, came back down. Went to Otaki, Wakanai, then to Otaki. Yeah. Milani we came back to, we were in Wongas at the time, but I think your mum was registered at that time, registered at Kinapuru Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
So Milani had to be born in Kinapuru. So I remember that night we were at a family function, the Wallace family function up in Wongas, and your mum's water broke. And we had to drive back that night, and this was I think it was about 9 o'clock at night. We had to drive. We went to Wanganui Hospital. Yeah. And because you were born there, so I thought, Milani could be born there as well. But they said no, you have to go down to Kinapuru, Porirua. So jumped in my Vauxhall Weaver. I had it. Oh no, I didn't. I had Austin Allegro then, and drove all the way down to back to Porirua just for Milani to be born.
Was that a thing?
Well,
where you could
where if your midwife was in that certain place, then that's where you had to go back to give birth. You couldn't give birth anywhere else.
I wonder how many babies were born on the road.
I reckon.
Fair.
So that was, and you and Adrian and you and Nico were asleep, so we slept most of the way, all the way down.
Yeah.
So as soon as we got to Kinapuru Hospital, I said to your mama, wait, I'll go get a wheelchair. And I ran in there and, it was nighttime, so hardly anything was open, pushing buzzers to open doors, and then went and found a wheelchair, came back out to the car, and your mum had already gone up without me knowing, so I was just locked the car and left you and Nico asleep in the car and went upstairs. So, but boom, she had already given birth.
Yeah. That was like with Koda. I missed Koda's birth because the labour was so long with Te Ariki and Tawhiri. So she was like, I think I'm going to give birth this morning. I said, how many centimetres are you? And she was like, 6. I said, heaps. So I just kept, getting the boys' breakfast ready in there, jumped on the bus, started heading in, and then Nick went, she's pushing. I was like, shit. Tried to scream at the bus driver to drive faster. And then got off the bus stop early, tried to run. I remember I was ringing a taxi at the same time as I was running. And then I ended up getting up into the room. Manisha was already holding baby. She was already holding Koda.
Oh, you didn't cut the cord?
Yeah, I made it in time to cut the cord. But so that was a bit of an experience.
Yeah, I mean, being a dad, a young dad, it was hard. It's probably hard now as well for young dads.
Yeah.
But at least now you got YouTube to, check into how to raise your kid. But, I don't think you need any. I think it grows on you, really.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own way of raising their child.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you have to experience to know what to do.
Exactly. Yeah. And you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a lot of good times as well. So you got to take the good with the bad.
What's some of your the biggest challenges that you faced as
a dad?
Yeah, as a dad.
I think it was when you and Nico became teenagers. Yeah, it was hard when you came back. Oh yeah, and I have to correct. It was you were 11 years old when you come back to me, not 13.
Oh,
yeah, 11 years old. Yeah. So when you came back, I mean, you look lost.
Yeah.
That day, Nana rang me and said that she just got home from the centre and you were sitting on the front porch
Yeah.
with your suitcase and a letter.
Yeah.
I was like, what? So, yeah, I finished work and came home. Straight away, I went back to Nana's, picked you up, and we were staying over at Nana then. Me and your stepmom were staying at Nana. Yeah, I think for like a whole week, you just sat laid on the couch, didn't move, didn't do nothing. Just put a plate next to you when you were hungry. Wake up in the morning, if it was gone, it was a good thing. If it wasn't, you know. But yeah, for the whole week, you just laid on that couch, and Pam was like, "Are you gonna get him up? Just leave him, leave him, babe. Just leave him."
I think, like remembering back with you talking about, I think I was just as confused. You know, like I didn't know what to do. Like I felt like I should be like scrubbing walls or you know doing something, but I never got an instruction, so I was just sitting there lost.
Yeah, I mean, I knew you were having it hard, you know, with your nan and Andy and you know that side of the family, and so when I got that phone call from Nana, you know, and I just looked at you, you looked lost.
Yeah.
And it was like, you didn't know where you were or what was going to go on and blah, blah, blah. So all I had to do was just love you and let you do what you know, and let you come out yourself rather than try and force you to do something. That's why when Frank is saying, oh, you know, boy, got to get out, and just leave him. He'll get up when he's ready. And, you know, when you did, you know, when you felt comfortable, you know, that's when you got up. So,
And then it was getting me to shut up. That was the hard part.
Yeah, well, that was the hardest part because you couldn't stop talking, mate. Fucking talking about this and talking about that. And I think you better go to school, and roll you in tomorrow at school. And then I think that's when, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks after you were here, then Nico must have realised he couldn't handle it up there by himself without you.
Yeah.
So he came back to us, Yeah,
I think the final cherry on the top that made him move, he played up at school, Something happened at school, he like threw tables at teachers or something.
Gee.
Yeah, and then that's when he got kicked out, sent down here. And then, came with his fair poko ways to Nana College.
Hard out.
The only difference was there was less Palangi people and more big people.
Yeah. Oh, it must have been about a month then, because you were already established at Nano then. Yeah. So it must have been a month when he came to us. Yeah. And that was, I think that was the hardest part for me, though, because all I remember for you guys were little.
Yeah.
You know, growing up.
Yeah.
And then there was that big gap.
Yeah.
And then by the time when you like I said, when you were 11 and Nika was, 12? Yeah. You were like my height then.
Even then, like, even when I was enrolled in college and that, it was weird for me, you know, having stationery and like having uniform and having like lunch. Like, I was like, something's wrong here. Yeah, and to be honest, I think I was feeling like, you know, oh, this is going to end soon. Like, this is not going to be a forever thing. Yeah. You know, because every time something good had happened, it was only temporary.
Yeah.
And it was actually really cool to like stay in one school right through and like have everything, and it's good.
Yeah, well, we found it hard too, because then from not having kids and just coming to visit you every now and again, to having to fork out for uniform.
To wake you up and, fuck, you still here.
Bloody kids. Well, you know, it felt good having to say bloody kids, because everyone else is saying no, but you don't know. But it was different, and it was a big change for us, for a friend and I. So, have to think about not only ourselves now, we have to think about you boys as well. So that was good, and we just made sure that, you know, you guys had the uniform you needed. The one thing I couldn't get over, though, was my smokes going missing. Yeah. And then finding out you were smoking. But there was nothing I could do about it, because obviously your mum let you guys smoke when you were there. So there was nothing I could do about it. And I can't make you stop.
Actually, Nico was smoking. Nico was already smoking at Mum's. And then, I just started, what are you doing? Can I try that? So, and then, had to take a drinking game to confess.
But there's I was like, oh, fuck, I can only afford my smokes. In the first place, I can't afford to buy smokes for you guys. But then, there was then... get the after school job, make your own money, buy your smokes. I
still pay a lot of credit to that. Like nowadays, when people ask me, like, oh, if you had such a rough upbringing, how come you didn't, go off? And I says, we were busy during our teenage years. We had college, we had kapaka, we had league, we had after school job. So we were too busy to be mischief. Because mischief happens when you're bored.
When you're bored, got nothing to do.
When you're a teenager, you're bored, got nothing to do. You fill your time by hanging out with other people who got nothing to do, and you just get up to mischief. So, like, I know I'm going to use that for my kids when they get to their teenage years. Just try to keep them busy so that they don't get bored.
Yeah. I mean, that was a hard thing for us to do, because you were young adults then, so yeah. And had to be treated that way, even though I was, in my mind, and this is when I drank, you were always little. But when you weren't little anymore, you were growing up. But when I drank, I just pictured always he's little. And then, if he's played up or anything, then I'll get angry, I think after a while, started to realize, you're not kids anymore. Young adults. I mean, you were able to make up your mind. I mean, you were all over the place, but, it took you that, and it took me to understand that, that you needed to find your path, what you wanted to do. That's why you were doing the things you were doing. So,
Makes sense.
It's, once your kids become teenagers, you're learning as well. It's not them learning off you. You're learning off them, Just sometimes you got to listen, and it took me a long time to figure that out. That sometimes I had to listen to you rather than going, nah, shut the hell up, you do what I say,
Is that because that's how you were parented? So you took that as your reference book too?
Yeah, of course, and it's the Samoan family, the man is the head of the family. I was listening to the podcast of you that, what was that guy's name? The Samoan Mace. And it was pretty much the same as us. And I quite like what he said. Is the head just got to have the body and all that. I didn't see it that way until I heard that. That was pretty good.
I thought that was an interesting way to format it too. But he's right, 100%. What's one of your most memorable dad moments?
Oh, when me, you, and Nico and Paul played for Ramwick.
Oh, yeah.
That game out in Wellington. I guess that was at Harbour City, I think it was. Oh, University. Yeah, that's right.
Did you get like a hard knock that game?
No.
Because I didn't play. I didn't play, but I've heard you tell the story many times, but I wasn't playing. I wasn't in the team. It was you, Nico, and Paul.
It was me, Nico, and Paul. What was the game that you were in?
I have never played on the same field as you.
Have you?
Nah.
Oh.
Yeah. I know Nico has. He's played a few games, and there was a game.
We played rugby.
Rugby. Oh, Prezzies.
Prezzies for 1 week. Yeah.
No, there was premiers, Dad.
I would have been too over premiers. No, I'm sure you. Oh. Yeah. See, I must have it wrong. Must have got a knock that day because I can't remember. No, I thought it was the four of us. Yeah. Now, just playing the sports, the games with you and your brother. Yeah.
I think one of my favourite memories, because it replays sometimes today. When I take the boys mini putt. And when Tuffy starts the game, he's really good, really into it. Halfway through the course, he starts getting angry because the ball doesn't go down. Starts playing hockey with the ball. And it always takes me back to the time we went to Pirates Cove, me, you, and Ball. And we started the game, and I was winning, and I was so happy. And halfway through, I started getting shitty. Just dropped the bat, didn't want to play, started kicking the ball. And then you're like, hey, come here. If you're going to play the game, play it properly, you play it till it's finished. And I always remember that, because every time Tuffy has a tension when we go mini putt, I always remember. It takes me back to that.
Pirates what?
Pirates Cove here in Porirua. The mini putt here.
Oh, down the back there of Harvey Norman's or whatever it was called. Yeah. Oh, gee, yeah. I remember that. Gee.
Yeah, he plays hockey with it when he gets here. I play soccer.
Yeah. There's a lot of memorable moments, but sometimes you keep forgetting them, but then they come to you at different times. Yeah. I find a lot of memories come to me when I'm driving.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, especially when I'm driving long distance. Yeah, and be just singing along to a certain song, and then next minute, hey, that's right.
Yeah. Heaps of those. Before we sign off,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to give a bit of advice to, because you love giving advice?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know if it's fucking valuable advice, but it's just open my mouth and these things come out. Yeah. But
Yeah, so just to other dads who are out there watching, what advice would you give?
yeah, times are gonna be tough. They always are. You got to take the good and the bad. So, and then you got to have time to yourself. Breathe in, breathe out, and always take things with a grain of salt. It's not gonna be easy. It never will be easy. No matter how old you get or how old your kids get, it will never be easy. But you just gotta, learn from your own mistakes. So just be yourself, be strong, love your family, love your kids, love your wife. Like they say in rugby league, play hard, play fair. Be safe,
Use a rubber.
What? Use a mouth guard, you look like this, eh?
Oh, thank you for coming on the couch,
No
Dad.
worries, son.
And thank you for everything, and being my dad for my whole life, everything that you've given me and taught me. I'm really thankful, really grateful.
Love you, son.
Love you, Dad.
Yeah.
I got something for you.
Huh?
So this jersey hasn't even been dropped yet, but it is part of the new How We Dad merch that's going to be dropping.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll be the very first person to wear one.
Is this my birthday present?
Yeah,
You said,
happy birthday,
thank
Merry
you,
Christmas.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
To everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in. Keep an eye out for the merch drop. Go home, love your wife, love your kids, love your family, because this is How We Dad. Let's go.